Joining me with more on the latest news in Israel, Minister of Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Nachman Shai. Dr. Shai, thank you so much for joining us. Now, Prime Minister Bennett is announcing several new initiatives to bolster Israel's security, but with Palestinian Land Day tomorrow and Ramadan at the end of the week, is Israel properly prepared?
We never know what does it mean properly prepared. We have to do our best that the two past week massacres will not repeat itself, the one in Beersheba and the one in Hadera. Which means that both the Shabak, the General Security Service, Tzahal, Border Police, and all the other security organizations will work together, to try and see if they can foil any attempt to terror attacks inside Israel and in the territories, and also looking for other ways to calm down the situation before it erupts and uncontrollable in the next few days, and especially during the months of Ramadan.
The Shin Bet has admitted now that the attack in Hadera could have been prevented, and similarly with the attack in Beersheba, two of the three terrorists having served time in prison. So, why weren't these attacks prevented? How is it that the Shin Bet could not have done more?
Well, the question is very important, but I'm not sure I'm in a position to give you a full answer. Even if people were arrested at this or other stage in their life, you are not in a position to follow every step of them in the years after. It's just impossible. You should know that hundreds of people, if not thousands, were arrested sometime in the past, and now they are released and they go back to their so-called normal life. And if they continue to plan and to pursue terror, that we can find only later. There's a certain limit to what even the Shabak, which is obviously one of the best security agencies in the world, even the Shabak has some limits how much they can do. And I'm not defending them for nothing. I think if you look at the record of Shabak, of JSS along the years, combating terror and terrorism, I mean, there's no other security organization in the world that can challenge them.
All right. Now, speaking more about some of the punitive measures that are being discussed, Interior Minister Ayelet Shaked is looking to strip such terrorists of their citizenship. Can this be done, and will this threat be an effective one?
It was discussed in the past. It sounds very simple, but probably impossible. The Supreme Court in the past banned any denying citizenship from terrorists, them and their families. So we'll see whether she succeeds now or not. We have no idea. If it's legal, let's see. If it's illegal, there's nothing to do, and we should look at other ways how to deter terror and terrorists from any act of terror against Israeli citizens, again, within Israel and in the territories.
Would you consider home demolitions as against Israeli Arab families as we do?
That was also discussed. Yeah, it was discussed in the past. These are not new ideas. I mean,
of course, but they're somewhat radical to think about them being,
we have to do. I'm much more radical than you guess, and I would like to do the utmost that the scenes from Beersheba and the scenes from Hadera and of course historically many other locations in Israel will not repeat itself. Okay, I'm not politically. Doesn't matter where I am. I will side with every step taken by the government, by the police, by government ministries to block terrorists in Israel. I'll do my best, and I support them. But the question is whether it's legal or illegal, whether it's possible or impossible. And I'll wait to see which one of those steps, citizenship denial or demolishing houses or homes of those terrorists, is possible or not.
So moving now to the JCPOA-Iran nuclear deal, it's said to be signed in the next couple of days, and the United States and various experts are saying that it's the best of all of the bad options. Israel, on the other hand, consistently against it, especially if it means removing the IRGC from the terror listing. Is Israel missing something?
They are missing something. They are missing something. They missed this opportunity to block the Iranian imperialism in the Middle East. I mean, in the equation, just to compare the equation between Russia and Ukraine to the equation between Iran and Israel, or if you want Iran and some other Middle Eastern countries, that's exactly the same. This is a country which is trying to overtake its neighbors, either directly or through proxies, starting with Yemen or Syria or Lebanon, Gaza, Iraq, of course, and so on and so forth. The world should stop Iran, not for our benefit, for the world's benefit. The fact that the Revolutionary Guards are going to be taken out of the list of terror organizations is a big mistake. Is a big mistake. I mean, they are leading Iran's terror, and the chief of the terror, the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, General Soleimani, was assassinated a few years ago, 3 or 4, just because he was the mastermind of pursuing terror in the Middle East. So he hasn't done it by his own initiative. This is their mission, and this is what they are trying to do all over the Middle East.
All right, finally, onto your work as Diaspora Affairs Minister. How is the ministry helping with Ukrainian refugees and Jews, and to what extent are you coordinating with the Jewish communities around the world?
We have been helping the Jewish community in Ukraine even before started through Joint and Chabad, and we'll continue to do that in the next few months in order to strengthen the Jewish communities there. We're going to extend our operation now to the neighboring states, to Moldova and Hungary and Slovakia and Poland and Hungary, all the neighboring countries. We would like to help the Jewish communities there, which are now bearing some of the burden of the incoming refugees. I would like to stress that we care not only for Jewish refugees, but of every refugee, Jewish or non-Jewish. It really doesn't matter. Jewish refugees can come to Israel and find here shelter and safe haven. We have to care for every human being that is now forced to leave Ukraine and look for a place for temporarily shelter, temporary place to stay with kids, with older people. This is our mission as well. This is our commitment to the world. This is what I believe is exactly tikkun olam. So we will be helping our brothers and sisters coming from Ukraine and elsewhere, Russia, whatever. We'll do our best and we'll succeed. But at the same time, yes.
Would you extend the same rhetoric towards Jewish brothers and sisters in Ethiopia? Immigration Minister Pnina Tamanoshete.
Of course.
She famously
you don't have to ask me. Of course. You should look at what I've done in my whole career to the Falashmura and Beta Israel in Ethiopia. Those guys who try to blame me for whatever were just wrong. But that's politics. You should know by now what politics is. I'm the one who led the cabinet to pass a resolution a few months ago to bring to Israel 10,000 Falashmura from Ethiopia. A decade ago, as a Knesset member, I led a bill to welcome refugees from Africa because they were fleeing from the war there, and of course the Jews are from Ethiopia, and so on and forth. So I can give you a series of numbers, a series of examples. So this was just bullshit, just bullshit.
All right, Dr. Nachman Shai, thank you so much for joining us.
You're most welcome. Thank you very much, Aaron.